Hello, my friends, and happy Friday. My name is Bull Skunk here with the lovable belly, and we're here to start your weekend off right as we are headed into the winners bracket final here in season 5 of Get Good. We're going to start off in the advanced division. Belly, who do we have facing off today?
We
Intermediate. We're
are,
starting off intermediate.
yes, we are starting indeed off in the intermediate division.
That's why I keep
Lava
you around,
Lilies,
Belly.
yeah, it's Lava Lilies versus the Pepega bots, and I did get to cast a Lava Lilies recently. I'm not sure whether this was with you as well. But I definitely got to cast them recently, and they did very, very well in their matchup, though, indeed, now ending up, unfortunately, in... No, this is still the upper brackets, now up against the
Yep,
Pepega bots. I thought that was the lower brackets. We're fine. I'm awake.
we're
Bullskunk's
fine.
awake. We're doing great. This is perfect. This is the, indeed, the upper bracket. Where we're going to be having the upper bracket finals to figure out who's going to be in the grand finals. So
Yes,
that
sir.
is a very much an important thing to keep in mind. LavaLillies is indeed a very strong team that we've seen snack one hit scan to really look out for this team, which is going to be starting off on the blue side. On the other side, the Pepega bots, also some very interesting composition opportunities. I'm seeing Genji Doom playstyles, Wrecking Balls, Ana Zenyatta, Ryan Batiste, Widow Ana, Ashe, Ana Mercy. Like, there's so much that they can pull from to really give us a whole just a buffet of different types of compositions that we can potentially be enjoying.
Oh, definitely some stylistic differences going into this match. LavaLillies tend to prefer the meta composition right now. I expect to see more of that double shield, some Ash Genji. While you like you're saying on the other side, Pepega bots look to favor the Reinhardt Wrecking Ball kind of disrupt and brawl. So it's some good matchups here. And another important thing to keep in mind with this bracket is loser today not done. Still, they will head on and bout it out in the loser bracket finals, have themselves a second chance to come back into this thing, but winner will move directly into the grand finals for the respective tiers.
Yes, absolutely. So that is definitely going to be a thing. I also did get a reminder that it was actually Billy that I got to cast a Lava Lilies with. So that is a very friendly reminder of Billy in the background. Also, check out Billy whenever he's next casting. No plugs there. But going into Oasis, first off, a very nice map to always being getting to see.
I love this map.
Also, and I mean, it's a beautiful map. It's got some great opportunities for all kinds of play. You got City Center, where suddenly the high ground comes important, and you get those wonderful potential dive opportunities. And gardens, you can dive as well, though you will occasionally see the Pharah coming out to play. Though against an Ashe, that's always an interesting thing to have to deal with. And then indeed, you've got the Fatherwater University, where Brawl really becomes prevalent, but it's going to be Gardens that we're going to be seeing first. On one side, indeed, it's looking like some form of dive that will be coming on through. Pepega bots more brawly, though, having that Genji in. The new Genji with the primary fire damage increase has really become even more of kind of a blade bot, to put it a bit less respectful. But getting those blades out rapidly can really be problematic. And the LavaLillies has got no defensive ults to deal with it, so they just kind of have to make sure that the Nano Blade does not go off.
Now putting a lot of pressure on Zvatro here to see if they can shut down the Genji. The Brig's going to be oh so important, keeping that back line alive. Battle initially taking place on the high ground. Pepega bots looking to take control of this all-important position. And so far, just running some pot shots down, looking for the opening pick. Winston and D.Va both coming up to challenge, but Jasmine getting demexed. And she's now out of the fight. But oh, Missile Mage answers right back, takes out the McCree. In fact, the Mortar's missing for the Pepega bots as well. Zvatro getting into the mix, and LavaLillies starting off the first control.
Very good control here from the LavaLillies, being able to just kind of play that long game, not letting the Brawl really get in and up close. They're also now already up to the Nano at the very least. And coming up close to that Genji Blade. Pepega bots are actually going to swap it out really quickly. They're going to put out a Doomfist. Snooty as well on the, SJW also on the Roadhog. A very interesting stylistic choice here.
Yeah, bringing the Roadhog to help deal with the dive composition and immediately paying dividends as Snack gets the wrong end of that hook. Diva going in with the Primal Rage accompanying to try to disrupt the back line, and here comes the Nano Blade. That's going to be the killing blow here for LavaLillies as 2 members of the Pepega fall to the sword.
As indeed the a very nice Nano Blade, and that is the strength of indeed the new Genji, as we kind of lag back into place. Pepega bots now, though, having gotten off the Genji of their own, are not going to be able to get a Nano Blade on out. They do have the Nano, they've got a Coalescence, also Hydro Nano Shatter, so definitely some opportunities to really bring this on back. They have to survive the bomb from Jasmine.
Absolutely. Maddie with the Earth Shatter as well, and here is that bomb that negated the Earth Shatter nicely, not allowing any follow-up, but the high note from the high ground turned out to be the one to take LavaLillies and put him on the back foot. Snack and Feeder answering right back, though, getting LavaLillies back into this thing, and it's a 4v3 favoring the Lilies as they're approaching 90% on the control. A second Primal Rage coming out as Missile Mage was whittled down super low. Now it is Pepega bots caught in the corner and forced to fall back as the time dwindles away. Overtime Wick starting to burn.
Trad is going to get nanoed, nearly managed to fall off the map, but is still going to make it back to point.
Yeah, manages to find the kill on the Missile Mage, allows some presence, and the second Shatter finds a pair. The Brig is going to fall into that. Nano forced onto the Diva to keep her in the fight. The whole hog from one side, but they still have to deal with Sneck on this Tracer, as long as that Tracer's in the fight. All right, Snooty able to take care of the fast hero there, and enabling another life here for Pepega bots.
Snooty kind of putting the team on their back, though indeed a lot of kudos to the Ana from Pepega bots, getting that nano onto Japati, got the shatter up just in time to get everyone on the floor, and Snooty right there ready to clear this one out. LavaLillies now have to pull this point back. That they've got plenty of time. They got it to 99%. They just need to win one fight. So essentially, it's just a matter of building up another Nano Blade. Transcaft is now swapped over to Lucio to try and deal with the Nano Blade. However, the blade is almost up, and Feeder is going to be able to really get that nano up quickly as opposed to the Sound Barrier.
And immediately, 3 members from LavaLillies go to challenge the high ground. They lose the Ana in the process, though, so Feeder not able to build up any more towards that all-important ultimate. Diva Bomb coming down. Just a momentary distraction for the Pepega bots, and then they strike back with a vengeance, finding 3 kills. Zvatro getting into the fade, but I think just a consolation prize here for the Lilies on this push.
It's honestly not too upsetting. It was kind of an eco push. You were trying to get some ultimates up. What was mostly painful was indeed Feeder dropping early, so you don't get the nano up. So now Transcaft is gaining a ground on that Sound Barrier to counter the Nano Blade coming in. So that's going to make it a bit more difficult to really pull this one through. You do have a rally that's going to really pump up the defensive opportunities and defensive hold for your team. So at the very least, you can pop that to take another good fight and potentially get that Nano Blade up soon.
Zvatro popping that, giving their team all that armor to push in with, but they gotta watch out for Psycho Champ in the back. Feeder once again going down first and halting the progress in that all-important nano. And then a 4K whole hog, sending 2 members into the drink. The other 2 just falling from the overwhelming damage.
Feeder dropping first in those fights has been crucial here for the Pepega bots to try and get this back. We're now in last fight territory. Feeder's still 40% away from the nano, and that was a huge win condition. You now need Snack to get this pulse bomb and the Primal Rage coming through. What the?
And once again, only able to build up 10 more. They're going to force to use a dry blade. LavaLillies trying to make something happen. 99-99 on the point. Snack able to get a pulse bomb in, but they lose Vatro along the way, so no more support standing here for LavaLillies. They got to fight this one out. The Primal Rage used to try to help sustain. But you've got the Winston versus a Roadhog down there. Not typically a favorable matchup. Here comes a little bit of reinforcements, and now it's a 2v2 left on the point. The 2 Tracers dueling out off the side, and the Roadhog-Winston matchup going down to the wire. Take a breather coming into effect. Missile Mage gets some reinforcements. Finally, the Nano on the field. That one going on to Missile Mage to keep the Winston in the fight. They're able to take down the Lucio with that extra damage. A big ante onto the Roadhog. Denies the take a breather. What a good play from Feeder. Showing up when it really matters here in the overtime.
That's very much important. Pulse bomb comes through as well. LavaLillies trying to pull this one back. They only have to clean up.
Yeah, getting that Doomfist was huge. With Snooty gone, the instant pick potential out of there. Still a couple of people left. Still a couple of healers as well as the Wrecking Ball on this point. And Pepega bots certainly not going down without a fight. Now Primal Rage onto the mix, and Gokturk coming up to get another blade. Could be instrumental, but they gotta watch out for the whole hog. Once again, sending both DPS off into the water. And in the final moments, Pepega bringing this back. What an amazing stall to hold on and take the first round of Oasis.
That was a massive stagger from the Pepega bots, managing to pull it back clutch at the end. The LavaLillies had a very good standard composition in the sense that they were running dive and they were doing it well. Just indeed, feeder dropping so early, so many fights was such a big pain for the LavaLillies to try and hold on to this point. You had your win condition and you just did not manage to pull it off. So the Pepega bots just in the end forced the LavaLillies in a position where they couldn't get the optimal play out, and from that, the strength of the dive kind of started going down, especially against that Roadhog that can just solo sustain so well. Now as the swaps coming through, Pepega bots are gonna go for an Orisa Habit composition, so a very annoying one to have to deal with. LavaLillies is going for full brawl, having that Lucian there, so especially the Orisa is going to have a rough time here.
Oh, and the Edgelord in the mix as well to help counter the Hammond. That's, I know from experience, going into a Reaper with that Wrecking Ball can be a disastrous feat. Snooty finds first blood here on University. Nevertheless, LavaLillies with the position, maintaining control of the point for now, but Missile Mage taken out of the fight. Gokturk falls as well. Half of LavaLillies missing, which means it's easy pickup here for Pepega bots.
The fact that Jasmine even tried to go back, they could have just gone essentially back to the team through the underneath area. But once again, LavaLillies having trouble with feeder staying alive, and you either have to play around that and keep your main healer up in the running, or indeed now swapping over to Demora to try and get some more self-sustain going.
Yeah, something a little bit more survivable, but Fade is just oh so important. Snooty almost doubling the ult charge of Gokturk on the other side. We're looking for an early blade. Tratscaft about 3/4 of the way to the Nano to assist that blade as both teams just kind of taking little individual duels on the point. Gokturk finding first blood in this engagement, now trying to turn their attention onto the Genji. Jasmine goes down, though, making the swap to the double shield coming off of the Zarya, but the Orisa does not last long. Gokturk able to pick the Ana out of the side, but the second tank falls here for LavaLillies. No more sustain, and now Lillies forced to use their damage to keep the Pepega bots at bay.
Also that coalescence to just try and pull this fight on back, and now SJW is also just gonna head on out. You had to use a fair amount of resources here, as there's still some straggling picks to clean up. LavaLillies, though, now indeed getting the blade, also having your Sandbear. That means that you at the very least can try to hold out one fight. Though what you're holding out against is a Nano Blade, a Coalescence, Meteor Strike, and a Supercharger. That is so much damage potential coming on out that even one Sandbear is not going to be enough again.
No, certainly not. It's going to have to be perfectly timed. Coalescence from the Pepega bots to start things off. Death Blossom into the back is going to trade out. Both teams missing their Genjis. Jasmine falls, but equal in return. There goes Patty on the other side. Both teams lose their Moiras. It is just tit for tat here on the point. The Reaper trying to break the 3v3. Nope, now we're down to a 2v2 left on the objective. Reinhardt and Genji versus the Wrecking Ball, and then the Genji on the returning from the other side. Early blade coming out from Snooty. Finds two, tilting the balance. This should allow Pepega bots to regroup and recoup here on the objective.
Especially as Gokturk takes out the blade as well and finds nothing for it, only some bullets from the Orisa. That is very painful to have to see. That could have been a very good recontest there with a good engagement from Zwatro to speed boost the tanks into the fight, but now you've got nothing. Jasmine's coming up to a Supercharger. You've got Feeder coming up to Coalescence. Pepega bots got some value over it, but they also had some other ultimates to burn that fight. This time they only have a Nano, so this could potentially still be a fight in favor of the LavaLillies.
Nano going on to Snooty to help build up towards yet another blade, but SJW is the one who gets the kill, taking the other Genji down. Gokturk back in spawn. Now it's up to the Reaper for LavaLillies with her down, but fighting into a Coalescence, and the overtime wick is burning. One last chance for LavaLillies to make a stand here on Oasis, and they're losing reinforcements left and right. The Supercharger not going to be enough. The Mine's helping clean up. Pepega bots will take University after a little bit of cleanup. and take the 1-0 lead here in our series.
Pegabots looking good here indeed, picking that victory up on Oasis, managing to kind of play around the chaos, and it's been something that I've been noticing recently a bit more, that there are some teams that thrive on a bit more chaos. You've got very controlled compositions like Dive, or you've got the Brawl where everyone needs to stick together, etc., but you've got these more chaotic compositions like here, the Rhine Roadhog with the Doomfist in there and the Tracer. You're not necessarily going for the full team play, you're going for punishing stragglers and punishing positioning, which you would see off of Feeder. Gonna be mentioning it, and it's not necessarily like trying to poke here at Feeder or that they're doing anything wrong, but it is indeed gonna be a thing of you lose your main healer so many times, and so your team is forced to try and play around that, either individually or as a team. But the Pepega bots just manage to thread that needle every time to just find that main healer, and without all of that support, your sustain just tanks so hard and makes it so extremely difficult to stay alive. And the Pepega bots just kind of abuse that to no end.
And now they're one step closer to the grand finals. It'll be LavaLillies' map pick. We'll be returning with Route 66. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you there in just a few moments. Welcome back, my friends, to the Winners Bracket Finals here in Season 5 of the GitGud tournament. We're in the intermediate division where Pepega bots have a 1-0 lead headed into our escort map. LavaLillies have chosen Route 66 to try to make their comeback here and see if they can tie us up. But it seems like they're missing some key components that we're not seeing some familiar names here, Belly.
Yeah, there are some unfamiliar names on this roster. Gokturk is indeed not on the standard roster, to very least not that we've gotten. And the last time, indeed, also seeing Espeon coming in out, and Espeon and Snack really had a very good synergy going on between the two DPS. So that is one thing we're already missing. Feeder also not on the standard roster. The previous time we did indeed have Ryu coming on through on that main healer.
Seems like a big hurdle for him.
It seems that indeed that synergy has been really rough at the moment, and they need to bring this together quickly. Otherwise, Pepega bots is going to run them over. As we've seen on Oasis, though it wasn't necessarily a full rollover, like there was definitely a very good fight from the LavaLillies, and they can absolutely bring it back, but they need to find that synergy, and they need to find it fast.
Well, heading into our escort map, LavaLillies choosing Route 66. Pepega bots then get to choose whether they want to attack or defend. And, well, they're going on defense to start things off here for us.
I get the feeling that they just kind of want to close it out as fast as possible. Usually you
Yeah.
see those teams that want to choose that, go for defense because they just want to get a first point hold, at which point you kind of set the win condition and you just try to push it that far yourself. So that is usually one of the choices to make. They're choosing to once again go for a bit of a slight bit more unusual approach. You've got Chapati on the Reinhardt, though still in spawn, so that might be changing. The SJW on the Hammond. We've got Ada Mercy. Note that Reinhardt is coming out along with the Ashe and Genji. It is unconventional, to say the least,
Yeah.
to come out on a composition like this.
Unconventional indeed, Belly. And if LavaLillies can punish Tratscaft on the Ana, I believe it'll open up their world for, but they're going to have to get past Psycho, who's pulling out that Ashe, will be holding the back high ground on top of Big Earls to start us off.
I'll snack back onto their prize hero, the Ashe. It is one to fear in this bracket, and potentially even higher ones. It's double shield for the attack, so that could be a problem for SJW.
Well, Wrecking Ball already going in deep from the defense. The heal nade's there, a beautiful nade. Tratscaft arced that all the way over the little bridge and was able to find not only the heals on the ball, but a nice ante to deny any follow-up. Now LavaLillies pushing to the high ground. See if they can challenge the Pega bots off of Big Earls.
That's absolutely the question. LavaLillies still keeping this safe, and especially Snacker on the high ground. That's difficult.
Yeah, nice sleep dart able to halt Jasmine's progress. Snooty trying to go in and punish, just chases him off of that positioning. So now LavaLillies taking a bit of a ground approach, slowly but surely trying to inch around the corner as they poke and prod from a distance here. Oh, nice shot from Jasmine there to open things up. Find Snooty early. We're going to get Bob coming out from Psycho to try to halt this progress, but no, Bob doesn't last long. Gokturk up there on the high ground with a beautiful deflect, able to take Psycho down. SJW falls, and now it's just cleanup for the LavaLillies.
LavaLillies is looking a bit better now. Indeed, the chaotic style from Pepega bots not really paying the same amount of dividends as they were probably waiting for. That they've got 4 ultimates at the ready, and especially the Nano Blade with no defense from the LavaLillies.
No, but Lily's coming up on a blade of their own. They'll have the supercharger to accompany with it. But here comes the Nano Blade from the other side. Gokturk's going to pull out one of his own. It's the dueling swords, and it's Snooty winning the sword battle. Finding a pair of kills, taking down Zwatro, the only one who could deny to that blade. Ooh, a late Bob coming out from Sneck. I'm not sure I like that play here, Belly.
I would agree that also that late Bob was not necessarily needed. So if the swap does not come through, that honestly, well, it's not that difficult to build up a Bob as Ashe if you manage to hit through dynamites.
Fair point.
It's still a thing that you could have engaged with, and indeed the swap comes on out. That'll be a Sombra in play. You've got a minute and a half to try and get an EMP up to really get the value for it. But Gokturk once again just bringing out the blade, but without the nano, you see how much that affects the amount of value you get off of it. Pepega bots has got a Shatter. They also got a Valkyrie to just get that sustained for this next fight. LavaLillies has still have a difficult fight to take.
LavaLillies do have the supercharger, though. One that could have helped with the blade. We'll see if indeed helps them now as they throw down the damage bongos. And Jasmine able to find the opening pick. SHW goes down. Will allow LavaLillies to keep their focus forward. Now trying to put that attention onto Snooty on the Genji. See if they can deny that second blade. Nano Boost comes out onto Chapati this time. He's going to throw the Shatter down, but the Orisa shield right there to deny that damage. Psycho following up. Does get the kill onto Snack. And a huge anti in the mix. Missile Mage down low. Feeder down low. Snooty pulling out yet another blade, goes in to finish off the Orisa and shutting down this attack once again.
Once again, indeed, Pepega bots looking to clear this out. You've got 40 seconds to go. The LavaLillies are coming up to, once again, a blade and a gravitic flux. Okay, calm down, Psycho. Getting that late pick though, but Gokturk is going to be able to get back to the team relatively quickly. LavaLillies still trying to get back up with Snack on the Sombra to try and get the EMP or a good hack. Both could be valuable, but it is so difficult and you need it for this last fight. It's going to be a blade, potentially EMP and gravitic flux. But Pepega bots don't really have anything. They're coming up to a Bob.
SJW going and doing his disruption thing as there's 3 seconds on the clock. Snek will be there to touch. Gravitic Flux out from Jasmine. Aiming at the Mercy and the Ashe. Gets the Ashe. Mercy able to pull back into safety though. Immortality Field used. Japati pushed forward. Doctor goes down. And a big hammer strike does 5-3. Is the follow-up on the Earth Shatter there. Defensive Minds coming out, but the Sigma Shield right there to clean that up. The hack onto Japati going in deep. But Japati has the extra heals, and Snooty! Snooty is the ninja in the background. 5 main EMP, but there's no one left to follow up. Overtime Work's gonna burn in a beautiful hold from the Pepega bots.
Pepega bots indeed managing to clear this out and setting a very doable win condition. This is a rough defense to have to take for the LavaLillies. They're gonna have to play this flawlessly to try and get this hold. This is a very, very good hold from Pepega bots, and this is gonna be a bit of an uphill battle. The swaps that the LavaLillies are putting through, I like them. I like the swaps, though. I feel like they need to come in faster, where you've got more potential to get value for them. Getting the swap off to the Sombra to deal with SJW, which was a bit of a pain just in the back line and the front line, and just generally managing to just get out of most of the fights. Getting that Sombra in to just hack the Hammond out of position and into death could have been a good play, but I barely honestly saw that really coming on through.
No.
So a bit more focus on the Hammond could potentially have given more value. LavaLillies looking to once again get that same double shield meta setup going. Once again, not with a nano from an Ana. It's going to be, but he's coming out, so Octrick is going to have difficulty putting out those blades.
I agree. Snek playing a little bit more defensive would have definitely helped LavaLillies on the attack. We'll see if Snek chooses to sit back a little bit more this time with the Ashe. You've got that range to work with, can perhaps help keep Gokturk alive and building up those important Genji blades. Far coming out from the other side. The Pegabot's taken to the skies, bringing the Mercy here to accompany the Winged Egyptian. And going full dive with the tanks. It's going to allow them to put some pressure onto the top of Big Earls. They do just need to get around that second corner to take our second map.
This is actually really going to make it difficult for the Fire to really get space.
Oh, but I worry with the 2 tanks and pushing in as much as they are. Will Snek have the room to work, especially now that they're missing their primary healer? Gokturk super low, and you can't deflect that photon cannon. Winston's going to take him down. Bunny does fall, so the Mercy missing. Actually, nice kills from Snek, able to pick off the pharmacy combo in entirety. But Patty moves in, takes Watchroad down. Snek responds, getting a little bit of a revenge, but LavaLillies still on the back foot here, and the cart's just full speed ahead.
Car's moving ahead. Snek trying her best to try and keep this point alive for her team.
Mines thrown over the back of the objective, going to deny Gokturk some space. Oh, Snek goes down just as Bob comes onto the field. Bob is now having himself a nap in the back. No work done. Oh, I spoke too soon! Takes down Snooty. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. There's just the Wrecking Ball left as Feeder feeds himself into the Hammond Mines. Now Jasmine takes a nap at just the wrong time, and we have a 2-0 lead for Pepega bots.
This is, yeah, Pepega bots are playing this chaos very well. They're being a pain, and the LavaLillies, and they potentially also, once again, not having the full synergy coming on through. It seems to really be playing into the hands of the Pepega bots who thrive off that chaos. If you don't have the full synergy, then you can kind of run away with it by these off-meta compositions and these strange plays that you come on through. Because if you're a more organized team, then it becomes so much more difficult to get that same amount of value. So it is a bit of a difficult fight for the LavaLillies now, especially not having 2 of their players. It is definitely not over still. There is still, at the very least, 1 map to go. But it's not going to be an easy fight here for the LavaLillies.
Not at all. And that synergy is just so important. I mean, not just between your 2 DPS, but between the Orisa and the Genji. And it seems like LavaLillies is still searching for that, just a touch out of sync. But that's all it takes for Pepega bots to take advantage and put that brawl comp to use. It's so difficult to whittle down those big health bars. And of course, SJW doing work on that Hammond. LavaLillies choosing King's Row here to try to start the reverse sweep. What do you think of this pick, Belly?
I think it's a pretty okay pick, especially if SJW has been playing these picks like a Roadhog and Hammond. Those are not necessarily the strongest tank heroes on King's Row. So it's definitely a choice where I would say at the very least you'll be having to deal less with SJW because it just becomes a bit more difficult to pull those heroes off. If SJW still manages to pull those heroes off, then get the swap out quickly, put Snack or Gokturk, but primarily Snack indeed onto the Sombra, and like we said before, have her play defensively. Just hang out in the back line, wait for SJW to come in, hold on hack, get the hacker out, kill the Hammond, go in 6v5. Like, that would be the play to do if the Hammond comes on out. And if they manage to do that on the side of LavaLillies, that could be a potential game winner if you just manage to deal with the chaos. If you manage to get one player out, that chaos already diminishes to a degree where even if you're not fully synergized, you can take advantage of that advantage.
Now, if Sneck does choose the Sombra, I worry it leaves them open to that Pharmacy duo, which we saw a bit of on Route 66. King's Row can be a good map for the Pharah. You do have a lot of room for the air hero, the flying hero to hide, some good cover for that, and a lot of corral potential. So Sneck could be in a tough decision here. We'll see what they choose to come out with. LavaLillies once again starting us off on the attack. So Pepega bots looking to pull out the very traditional Ryan Zarya here on King's Row.
Brawl indeed with an Ashe Genji once again. Snooty on the Genji. Transca have to back it up with the Ana for the Nano. Bunny also to give Psycho Chomp that one-hit headshot kill potential. It is a very, very potent composition to have to deal with. A lot of it also builds on the fact that Pepega bots have their DPS having to play in the appropriate positioning. That is very much going to be a make or break here. But with that backup from those supports and playing behind your tanks and playing in the appropriate spaces, you're gonna have a very good timer for the defense.
Nice little coordinated play from the offense, trying to pick the defense apart early as they use the bubble to protect the original Widowmaker shot. Now LavaLillies swapping over to a Reinhardt of their own, and this is just going to be a ground battle. No fancy high ground rotations here. We're going to clash right on the objective. Good sleep dart puts SJW on their back, forced to back out momentarily as LavaLillies push onto the objective. One tick picked up for free already, and they managed to find the kill onto Snooty, but LavaLillies lose their Reinhardt on the approach, and it's going to make the rest of this attack a lot more difficult. They're going to have to find kills quickly if they want to close this out. Oh, and a nice shot onto Japati will take him down, but the res available, and then Sneck who goes back to spawn.
This is where you see where that Ryan Zarya really is very strong, though. An early nano here.
What an early nano, my goodness. Onto the 100 charge Zarya. We had one in response onto Missile Mage as the Reinhardt came barreling in, able to find a pair of kills with the help of their friends. LavaLillies with the two-man advantage, looking to take point now, and they're getting the car out of the garage here, Belly.
They're getting the car out of the garage. LavaLillies indeed now in a pretty good position. They're coming up to, 5 ultimates. Pepega bots, though, also indeed having a few of their own. As we get to watch a Reinhardt moonwalk. Okay.
Well, yeah, here we are. Two-man Deadeye there to open things up from Sneck. And Snooty answering right back, takes Missile Mage down once again. Missile Mage has the Earth Shatter ready to go, and now he's unable to use it, so it's going to be the Gravitic Flux to open things up. Adaptions coming through from LavaLillies, and kills finding their way onto the board as well.
I mean, if you want to use multiple ultimates in a fight, a Hydhoon and Gravitic Flux, those are pretty okay ones. Usually not the most solo game-winning ultimates, so getting a form of combination, or at the very least, like back-to-back a serial use of these ultimates can get you that value to get this point back. Now you've got a Nano Blade at the ready, you've got a Shadow, you've got a Sound Barrier, you've got essentially everything that you need for the level to take it back. The Pepega bots a Nano Blade of the road with a Bob for distraction. SJW has gone back to the Hammond.
It's that Sound Barrier I'm looking at. Everything else is even on both sides as the Sound Barrier come out. Sound Barrier's there! And that means Gokturk wins the sword fight this time, finding himself 3. Oh, but Snooty does get 2 before going down. Just a little bit of stall here as I'm watching this card take the second point. 2 points on the boards here for LavaLillies.
That is indeed 2 very good points. 5 seconds to still go. Psycho Jump has got a Bob to defend this. We got Bunny with a Valkyrie, but it's now going to be up to the Pepega bots to take a very good defensive angle. That's going to be important. But SJW is really going to put a pain in here and potentially get some boops off into the hole.
Well, that would be a heck of a start there for LavaLillies. Unfortunately, they're not going to get it in this approach. Half of LavaLillies back in spawn already before they can think about that attack. My goodness.
That was a great combination of the pile drive along with just the anti-nade. They're also getting a bit of ult charge off of that deflect and picking up feeder, unfortunately, again. But to kind of visualize how much of this difference now is, Snowdy and Tradcraft already almost up to another Nanoblade. Feeder and Gokturk is still a bit lagging behind. They still have a bit of a fight to go here.
Right, and they used those simultaneously in 2 engagements prior to this. So just to give you an idea there now. Oh, and Earthshatter's out, but SJW drops the mines, denies the follow, finds 4 kills with the ham in mind. Follows it up with a kill on his Watro as well. Big 5K for SJW.
You cannot sleep on this Hammond, and at this point, indeed, I would want to see some more plays to try and deal with the Hammond, because at this point, he can really put a wrench in your plans. And once again, just holding out on this high ground.
Snooty already with the blade online. Gokturk still 25% away, and we're going to get the Nano Blade early. Takes down Watro, who wasn't quite up to Sound Barrier. What a priority pick. Able to follow it up with 3 more. Slicing and dicing their way through the attackers. Snooty is the one lighting up the feed this time. What incredible ultimate usage we are seeing from Pepega bots.
This was 2 amazing points from the LavaLillies, but the Pepega bots are indeed bringing it back. Ultimate efficiency has never been finer, and you get those rotations now once again coming up to a shatter. LavaLillies doesn't have much to really deal with anything here, though they're coming up once again to a Nanoblade along with the Sound Barrier.
Big shatter from the defense this time, and the Big Bots continue to find value with those ultimates. 5v5 on the injection. Oh, the big sleep darts! The nano boost or the nano blade completely denied. Now the charge, just to add insult to injury. Gokturk back in spawn. This attack falling flat once again.
That was massive, the sleep from Tradcraft. That was the savior for that play. That's a full Nano Blade denied. Now you still indeed have the Sound Barrier, but you're almost forced to use it to just kind of engage, but you don't want to use it to engage because it needed to deal with whatever Pepega bots will be throwing at you next, which is going to be more bombs and Nano once again.
If the tanks cannot find value here, there is still time for Lillies to build up that Nano Blade once again. We're going to get the Gravitic Flux early, finds 1. McCree finds 1, but Bob's out on the other side, equalizing kills from the defense. 4v4 left on the point. Gokturk goes in, sacrifices himself for Psycho. Snek able to finish off the big Omnic Butler. Oh, is that a deflected sleep dart onto the Reinhardt? That was a thing of beauty, Belly. This attack still slowly pushing forward, though, as the Nano comes down onto Missile Mage, and he goes swinging in for the fences. Feeder opting to use it for the Reinhardt instead of the Blade this time. Sound Barrier to reinforce the team as LavaLillies continue to push forward around the final corner.
This is now very much playing around that win condition. You can tell it. Snowdy is indeed trying to stay alive along with Tradcraft, getting that Nanoblade up again. I've been finding so much value for this ultimate combo. LavaLillies still have a fair bit of distance to go, and SJW drops below, still contesting the point ever so slightly, so buying more time to get this win condition off, and the LavaLillies has got nothing to deal with it.
Snek dropping the high noon. The Deadeye is right on the card, finds 2 very good kills. But Snooty with another Nano Blade coming out. Huge anti onto the pack. Earthshatter thrown in from Japati as well. 4 kills immediately light up the feed. Overshadowing Gokturk's Blade, but Gokturk able to find a pair. Is enough to keep in the fight. A nice deflect takes down Snooty. He's got to get out of there. They need to get one more good fight in.
They only have one more good fight to come on in, and the Pepega bot, they don't have anything at the moment, so the LavaLillies have got an opportunity, but they're also still building up a few. Rotor's gonna swap over to the Brigitte. You've got a Shatter, and that's it. Gokturk also going for the swap, actually pulling out the Doomfist. Snooty pulling out the Doomfist as well. This is madness against each other. It's gonna be all up on whether Missile Mage lands this Shatter.
We've seen some fantastic shatters so far here today. Can Missile Mage land this one on the attack? It comes through. It finds a pair. The Mercy and the Reinhardt going down. The Nano used once again, and Missile Mage able to find both of those kills. Sneck picks off a Snooty in the back, and it's a 3-man lead here for the LavaLillies. Gravitic Flux now the next thing thrown in. Mines from the defense to try to slow this down a bit, but they can't slow down Gokturk on the Doomfist. Able to go in, land the right hook, and LavaLillies finding their stride as the overtime wick starts to burn. Just a few kills left, but they're going to have to take down Snooty once again. Gokturk up to the challenge, finds a pair with the Doomfist.
Be the LavaLillies managing to get the full push, though they had a 5-minute time bank that got burnt down to overtime. That is an important factor to keep in mind, because if Pepega bots manage to get the full push without managing to get it to overtime, that means that the Pepega bots at the very least cannot lose this map. So the LavaLillies have got to play a very, very good defense to make sure that this full push does not come on through, because otherwise that is going to be one extremely hefty fight for them to still hold on to this. Though they have been turning this around, and that full push is nothing to scoff at. It does seem like they're finding their footing a bit more, though it took a while to get there. But the dream is real.
The dream is definitely real. I think they're going to have to keep a sharp eye on Snooty, shutting down those blades and working through the fantastic ult usage from Pepega bots. It has to be top priority for LavaLillies if they want to hold on. Hoping the 3 points on the board will be enough, despite having nothing in the time bank. Looks like they're coming out here.
Yeah, going for the Ryan Sigma approach once again. And while it's more useful for the rest of your team to get their defense, and it's absolutely a very interesting way to play it, or also to give your Reinhardt some opportunity to get his shield back up a bit more appropriately. The Pepega bots are running the Rein Zarya, which gives your Reinhardt more of that spearhead feel to just kind of get into that fight and to just deal with the front line of the enemy team. So that is very much going to be the difference maker here. And Pepega bots also with a whole bunch of healing potential on their side, so they've got a lot of sustain to be able to go really aggressive.
I'm honestly surprised we're getting the BAP as opposed to the Lucio, but, you know, Immortality Field's a pretty good cooldown, and Psycho finds opening blood, landing arrows true, and Sneck goes down. That's gonna give Pepega bots free reign to push in, claim a little bit of space here. They don't have to worry about the studs coming through from the McCree. Immortality Field used early, buying some space, and Snooty going in to clean up. Snooty! Slow down, man! Oh my goodness, they have families.
Oh, and they found this Snooty with that up to 85% of the blade. Tratscraft also up to 80% for the Nano. So this is going to be Nano Blade territory once again, and that's going to be essentially the game winner every single time. And the LavaLillies, they're going to have trouble here, because even that Immortality Field, that can get taken out so quickly that it doesn't really do much. Rotro, once again, swapping over to the Brigitte. That's a good swap to try and just get the Genji out and get the stun and focus the Genji down to try and deny as much as they can from Snooty, who's been finding so much value.
Patty going down early as the Amatrix comes out. Big ante onto LavaLillies, but they don't seem dissuaded. Snooty just waiting like the ninja he is in the back line. Ooh, gets found out. Gokturk knows he's there, chases him out. Nice bubble usage to protect Snooty. Can the ninja do it once again? Gravitic Flux from the defense, trying to shut this thing down before it begins. But here come the Grav Dragons. Immortality Field disposed of, and half of the defense back in spawn. Make that 5 kills, 4 of them courtesy of Psycho.
And just threatening with that Genji so much, completely distracted them indeed from the Grav Dragon to coming through. Now the Pepega bots used that winning combo, got the fight, and now still have that winning combo at the ready. LavaLillies once again have got the blade, but no nano, and that makes that so extremely difficult to get the value that you need. So LavaLillies definitely have got an uphill battle to still go.
Looks like they're going to use Rally to try to reinforce Gokturk, so we've got that 100 extra armor to push in with. Earth Shatter finds nothing but the shield. The countering Shatter looks a little bit better there. And now we're getting both Genjis diving into the back line. Who can find the kills first? Gokturk had the blade and was able to get one, but Snooty still with his available. SJW goes down early. There goes Reinhardt. The front line of LavaLillies have had enough, and they push forward and clean house.
There was a window for the Pepega bots to pull us back. If they had pulled out the Nano Blade just after Snooty got out of that fight, even after having lost 1 or 2, they could have potentially still brought us back, but they decided to indeed give that fight up to try and take a good next fight. Though what you get now indeed is Snack can get a high noon from way in the back. Jasmine also has Gravitic Flux to try and deal with Snooty's Nano Blade to just pull him up into the air and just deny it entirely.
Good job from LavaLillies also to deny SJW more ult charge. We're going to get the Deadeye from the high ground. LavaLillies able to find one with that. What an important kill, taking Japati down early. Now the focus down on the SJW. Nano Blade coming through to try to bring this one back. Snooty finds 2, finds 3, finds 4! Snooty carrying Pepega bots on their shoulders right now. And I think they have done it. After a little bit of cleanup, they should find this second point, though it's not quite over. Okay, there goes Snack. Now it's over.
Zwatra indeed the only one still trying to contest, but a Soda Brig is not going to be enough against the rocket-propelled hammer of a Reinhardt. But I say a Jasmine now on the Hammond could potentially still stall this out.
Yeah, Dragon's forced out early to buy space on the Ed. LavaLillies stalling for as long as they can. Able to buy some extra seconds and get that important ultimate out. So no big wombo combo available for this next attack.
3.5 minutes, less time than the LavaLillies had, so there's definitely win condition here for the defense to try and pull this one back. Nothing on the board. The Pepega bots do still building up. Japati will have a shatter, and so it's going to be definitely positioned. They're already taking this aggressive position because they got that clean fight. They can take this very forward hold.
LavaLillies need to stall out long enough to get that rally online, get Gokturk's blade online. Oh no! What a shot! Psycho able to take Gokturk down as the dash through, but Psycho falls in their own right. Graviton Surge comes out. Oh, and the follow-up is their buddy lighting up the feed there. Proven supports can get the kills just as well.
LavaLillies trying to go for the quick reset indeed. You need to win this next fight. Last fight territory.
Well, they will have the Rally Blade online. It's the best that they can hope for. Earth Shatter finds 3 from the Pepega bots. And the big anti thrown into the mix as well, which means 3 kills light up the board. The Ant Matrix not going to be enough. Dragon's just to help clear off the point. And Pepega bots have this thing in their sight. The Nano Blade, just the nail in the coffin here. And with 2.5 minutes on the clock, we get no attack round for LavaLillies.
This is just the Pepega bots cannot lose this. The worst that they can do is draw this out. The LavaLillies have got to defend this for 2.5 minutes versus 1 tick, and with how that initial fight went, the Pepega bots could potentially take this one by storm. The one thing to keep in mind, Psycho Chomp indeed managed to get that very early pick on the Hanzo, got a very nice arrow off for a headshot onto Snack. That was beautiful, but that was the opening for the Pepega bots to come on through. Yep. If one of those early picks does not happen, that could potentially still give the LavaLillies an opportunity to hold on to this point. Going once again for this double shield style at the very least. And this is where, honestly, I'm going to be saying like this might be difficult to pull off. Double shield, a very strong composition, though it is a very communication driven and synergy driven.
It's energy driven. Yeah.
It is, yeah, it is synergy driven. You need to have your rotations and you need to be aware of where the team is going to rotate. Where do you call for it? We're going to rotate there, and everyone needs to know where they need to be positioned, which is mostly just drilled in the team together. And so seeing as you've got 2 ringers here, it's the question whether they manage to keep that synergy together to get rotations. If they manage to do so, they can hold this out because they would have potentially the advantage.
Well, and LavaLillies taken to the high ground for this defense. A little bit more of the treehouse approach, but they're keeping Orisa on the low ground doing the split defense style. So So we'll be looking for Sneck to get some early picks here with the protection of that Sigma. Snooty's ready for it. It's going to hop up there, but the Brig is also there to help fortify. Goktra goes down, though. Meanwhile, the front line of Japati and SJW have moved in. Snooty's able to find the kill onto Sneck. This thing is over. The Pepega bots, barring a miracle for LavaLillies, will take this 3-0. Just a Brig left on point.
This is just clean up, and that will be the Pepega bots clearing it out 3-0 with some massive plays here. LavaLillies unfortunately not finding their synergy here for this play, so they will indeed now get thrown down to the lower bracket, where they will still have a chance to bring this one on back.
Absolutely.
They have a chance, and then the question is going to be whether they've got their full strength and their full team together. So that is absolutely the question, but this
Beautiful
time at the very least,
there.
the Pepega bots are gonna be taking this to the grand finals, and it's up to the LavaLillies to get through the lower bracket to the end of the lower bracket to manage to try and get their revenge.
Pepega bots there. I was looking at that play of the game. Like you said, moving on to the grand finals based off of awesome ult usage like that. Their discipline was so good, and I loved their pairing at the end. We can look at the bracket now. We'll see if Pepega bots are one step closer to claiming their crown here in the intermediate division. And I loved that pairing, like I was saying, where they had, they had the nano combo with the blade, obviously, which we saw as kind of the red herring on that play, and it ended up being the Grav Dragons that were the death of LavaLillies in that particular engagement. But then they did have the Graviton Surge with the Dragon Strike we actually saw doing the killing, but then they had the Earth Shatter to combo with the Amp Matrix. And they just had these individual beautiful pairings across the board, and we're doing such a great job of rotating those ults. That was a thing of beauty. That was a great fight.
Managing to indeed outbrain the enemy team, giving this very obvious win condition on the one end, and then having to try and deal with the other one as well. It was some great play, and the Pepega bots managed to really just seal it out with some. I mean, it was a 3-0. Like, they really managed to clear this out really quickly.
Yes, sir.
And it is indeed up to the LavaLillies to try and bring this one back to get their revenge, because honestly, who doesn't like a good revenge story?
Yeah, the redemption arc certainly there for him. There's the claim, but right now it looks like Pepega bots are the team to beat. And some great plays there indeed, but we're not done with the great plays. We will have more action coming at you from the intermediate division, as we will have. We got going on. We got Shark in Suits going up against Manipoulos in the winners bracket finals. When we return in just a few moments, y'all aren't going to want to miss it.